Welcome back to Masculine Scrapping, continuing my visit to the silos in Waco, Texas. On this side we have Magnolia Press, their coffee shop, and this is from a card I bought there with a print that'll be there inside the coffee shop, outside the coffee shop, in the seating area. This Silos Baking Company is from a paper bag that I got when I got a cupcake at the baking company. And of course you can see some of the goodies I got there, and I took some selfies. I rarely take pictures of myself, but here they are, and their sign celebrating 20 years of Magnolia that's painted on the side of one of the buildings. You know, as I was just looking at these pictures, I just realized, you know, these were taken just a couple days after my mother's memorial service, and so in some ways was still experiencing a lot of emotion. But Cricut Design and Cricut Machine cut out my little embellishments to go on this page, but I'm going to keep it fairly simple because I love people looking in at the pictures and seeing all the details. So we'll start with this page first, and I am just going to do something interesting. That's going to be the background, but I'm going to keep these photos pretty close together because, well, and here we go again. I don't understand why I'm not getting the tape moving. Did I do it the wrong way? Oh, that's why I was holding it upside down. So I am going to have the matting, but it's going to be a very, very thin line because I really enjoy that background paper, and there's a lot of pictures and photos on here, and so those are going to draw the attention and take up a lot of space. So I just want to have a very thin border line. You'll notice this time I did not use my Cricut machine to cut out matte, and that's because this is would be a kind of a complicated cut, but also I want to get it really tight, and so just doing it by hand will work many times. Okay, now I want to get that into the right place. So I want to line it with the top here, and then also center it because it's not quite the same size, a little bit smaller. Same thing here, try and get that as close as I can. And then a nice straight line. I know it's not going to be even the whole way. I'm going to hold on to that. That could be a border in some other project. Same thing here. This is textured paper. This adhesive does not really like this textured paper quite as much. So there we go, nice and centered. And I knew I had some extra space up here. Sometimes I would have cut that off, but I decided to leave it. And we'll put our embellishment of a cup of coffee right over the top of the photo. So love the way that turned out. We'll put that one up here. Now we'll start working on this one. And you notice, instead of trying to put it in the center and cut around, I start by putting it in the corner and building it off of that. The straight edges of the matting help me to keep everything straight. There we go. Picture in front of the silos. I think this was early morning one day. It was a little warmer, and so I think I got my breakfast there. Again, this has been over a year now. It's hard to believe I've lived in Waco for over a year, and that this visit was a long time ago. But I try not to be more than a year behind on my scrapbooking. I definitely am a year behind this at this point. But that's okay. I'm enjoying it. And in 2024, we didn't take too many trips and excursions, so I'm not sure it will be a big year anyway. Then I've got the cupcake. I think I'm going to just put it at an angle so that it fits in there nicely. Again, when I'm designing my embellishments, normally that's a 2x2, but I made this in a 3 size because I knew that I had some extra space where I could put this on top of the photos. So there we go. So a fairly simple layout. And I often will do, no, I think we'll leave that. I often will do simple layouts when I want people to pay attention to what's in the photos. And I think in this case of the silos, people are going to be more interested in the pictures. So I'm going to put that down. And I thought about putting a border on here, but this paper is so interesting. I think we will just leave it as is, without a border, and let people focus on the pictures and on the cupcakes and the coffee, the embellishments. Hope you've enjoyed watching this one. I always enjoy this time with you. Would love to see some of your projects. Take care.